Okay, here we go. Season 2, Episode 2, Midnight, Texas. I love this show. It's filled with glorious, glorious, oozing cheese. And it makes it rather fun even when they're doing serious things. Um, this week, one of the serious issues that Midnight Texas dealt with is spousal abuse between Carolyn and Bruce. First comes to Manfred's attention when he sees a ghost being killed in the new hotel. He goes up to intervene and he meets Carolyn, who's horrified when she realizes that Manfred believes that she killed somebody. As it turns out, it's her abusive dead husband, Bruce. And as this is explored, Manfred could just have treated them the same. I mean, they're both ghosts. But as he listens to what happens between the two of them, gives them both the chance to tell their side of the story, it becomes very clear that Bruce is was abusive to Carolyn in life and is continuing on his abuse in death. Um, it's so bad that Bruce was constantly controlling Carolyn, moved her out to midnight because he feared that she was having affairs, and he ended up strangling her in a bathtub, and then he shot himself so that their bones would lay together so that they would be together in death. Imagine how powerful that is, that your abuser can hold his grasp on you into death. I really like that Manfred didn't think twice and he was like, we have got to get Carolyn away from Bruce. Um, and then they ended up working on that. Now we have the issue with Lemuel and, of course, Olivia. I had a feeling last episode when they were talking about how Lemuel could sense Olivia's feelings, and she was loving that sexually he knew just what she wanted. He knew to draw her a bath. He knew when she was in danger. I mean, there's a lot of upsides to someone being able to feel how you feel. And this episode, they decided to look at some of the downsides. One of the things that is true of Olivia is that she's almost pathologically independent. We don't really know that much about her backstory, but Olivia prides herself on being able to take care of herself in all situations, no matter what comes her way. So when a couple of local townies start hitting on her at the bar, which is something every woman has had to deal with. She prepares to, beat the crap out of them. But Lemuel, sensing her irritation, quickly intervenes and flashes his teeth, and the townies disappear. This makes Olivia very, very upset. It was fine when Lemuel was coming to save her from Manfred last week. Not fine in a situation she feels that she can easily handle. And now this bond between them is starting to wear on her, and she wants it to kind of end, and he says, well, the only way for that to happen is for me to turn you. And since they argued so long about this before, neither one of them is really willing to discuss it at this point. This is like a non-starter. They're going to have to find a way to be together and have that connection, and for Lemuel to realize when he can and can't intervene. And that's going to take some adjustments. It's further brought to a head by the fact that Lemuel is assaulted. I know, right? This big, strong vampire, but he's drugged, and someone uses him to become a vampire against his will. Olivia is not at all impressed with this situation. So what ends up happening is the person that Lemuel turned, um, the person that Lemuel turned is a stripper, and they're tired because they've been disrespected, they've been touched against their will, they've been treated like trash, and they want vengeance. And they go about killing people that have wronged them, right? This is not a good scene, and I think they actually could have done more with this because it was like really very surface level. Um, and her running around deciding to kill people because she was wronged. I thought they could have gotten a little bit deeper into this story. The end result is Olivia wants to kill this sex worker, but Kai intervenes and says he can take the vampirism out of her. Everyone is stunned by this because, of course, there's no cure for vampirism. But Kai simply says energy is energy, and he sucks the vampirism out of her. This opens up, a whole new set of problems. If Kai can suddenly make humans human again, supernaturals human again, that puts people in a position that they never thought was available to them. Manfred says if he had heard it a year ago, he may have considered giving up his powers. But he's not going to. We know that Lemuel laments a lot of the things that happened since he became a vampire, and there's trouble between him and Olivia, who he cares about, and Olivia refuses to be turned, so their relationship is really short-term. Will Lemuel opt for giving up his vampirism in order to be with Olivia and make her happy? Joe is quick to point out he was born an angel. None of Kai's stuff is gonna work on him. He's gonna remain an angel. So I don't actually think he's going to. I don't think they're going to have Kai making any more supernaturals human. For the simple fact that Bobo gets curious and he looks behind the painting and he finds the demon head, which is like a creepy thing. And he gets a vision of the head being chopped off before promptly passing out. He's going to spread that word. People are going to know that Kai's powers don't come of Kai, but they come of a demon. And that's going to change the entire ball game, which would be a good thing. There's also the demon hunter that's out there, who did battle some demons with Joe, and Bobo just gave Joe's phone number. Clearly Joe is in avoidance because he's not answering this call. But he did go pick up a knife, which makes me wonder what's going on with that. Could it be that Joe remembers his demon hunting days, with a sense of warmth, and that he hasn't gotten back into it because of Chewie, who again, by the way, is hidden. We have no idea where Chewie is again. They just love to just keep him out of the way like he's just this inconvenient thing, and I'm completely and utterly irked by this. We don't yet know what the overarching big bad is going to be. I mean, it very much leans towards Kai and this little demon head that he has locked up, but it hasn't really been declared and spelled out officially. For now, though, I'm loving it as it is. And oh, one final note. It looks like Bobo and Fiji are not going to be having sex for a little while. Fiji noticed the plants dying and then all of these accidents happening in which Joe could be seriously hurt, and decides this all began when they started having sex, and so she believes they shouldn't touch for a little while. I felt for Bobo in this moment. I really, really did. But I think that Fiji is right. You can't ignore these signs. You can't do hopes and wishes and prayers when you're battling the supernatural. I like that Fiji seems so much more in control this season than she did in previous seasons, and even showing irritation when she's interrupted doing a spell to free Carolyn and Bruce. There's been a little bit of growth there, and I kind of like it. I'm very interested to see um, where this goes. In the meantime, I'll just keep taking all the shirtless shots that Midnight Texas seems to want to give me and enjoy the hell out of them. It's good cheese. It's not meant to keep you up wondering about this and that and plot twists and turns or have any kind of deeper meaning. It's just meant to be cheese. And so for like sitting on a couch with a glass of wine, watching along and turning off your brain, this show really works for me on many, many levels.